Tomorrow marks 22 years since the terrorist attacks of September 11th, 2001. The nearly 3,000 people who were killed that day came from all walks of life, from all corners of the world. An award-winning documentary film is giving a voice to the loved ones of some of those we lost. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Tom Negevin.
There are nearly 3,000 stories of 9/11. Here are 5.
Getting that number down to just 5, that was the challenge for author and producer Tim Oliver.
It's hard for me not to look at the skyline and think back to 9/11.
But he'd already written the book, Finding 15, based on names he'd grown to know almost as well as his own.
9/11 is the moment that, everything kind of time stands still.
And he wanted to keep that time alive, along with the memory of what happened that September morning out of the clear blue sky.
Anybody under 30, most of them have no memory of 9/11. We're almost at a third of the American population that don't remember September 11th.
The source of Tim's inspiration can be found right here, his daily walk to work, right past the 9/11 memorial. Over time, he really started to feel the weight of this place, started looking at the names, thinking about the stories.
John was the friend that everybody should have.
Among the 5, one of the 412 first responders who died that day.
He was a police officer and a paramedic, and he died in the South Tower.
A flight attendant who was supposed to have the day off. A woman from Malvern who could have escaped, but stayed to help. A custodian who survived the '93 terrorist attack, but not this one. And at the Pentagon, a young enlisted man, an immigrant who died serving his adopted country. Looking at our politically fractured nation, remembering how united we were right after the attacks, Tim asked the victims' friends and families a simple question and started getting some pretty good answers.
I'm an American, you're an American, and that's what we are.
Not all right-wing agenda is correct. Not all left-wing agenda is correct.
We're all in this together.
One after another, they offered reminders of how much more unites us than divides us.
So families will tell you we need to find that place again, and it's mostly through just individual interactions, getting out of your comfort zone, listening to people, not looking at everything through the prism of politics.
The kind of wisdom that can only come from years of introspection, from trying to make sense of the senseless.
These are people that have been through unimaginable suffering, but they still look at the country as a really hopeful, optimistic place, but it starts with us.
In Lower Manhattan, Tom Negevin, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Wow. Eyewitness News, of course, will broadcast the annual remembrance ceremony for the victims of 9/11. You can see that tomorrow morning with anchor Bill Ritter. Coverage starts at 8:25.